in the southeast where we are, it's quite moist with our dew points, especially here in Tallahassee, 72 degrees for our dew point. That is quite muggier compared to the rest of the country. And taking a look at our winds here, see we got some winds coming off the Pacific Ocean into California, and that's going to be a crucial factor depending on how these winds will react to these wildfires. But hopefully that'll still work out in the firefighters' favors. And up here in the Northwest Pacific, it's going to be 5 miles per hour in Seattle. Out here in Billings, it's going to be 15 miles per hour. And even down here, it's a little bit calmer. And as we look at the satellite and radar for all of these highs and lows, see, we got a lot of highs over here in the Rocky Mountains. That's why it's quite dry, as we can clearly see. And we got a little bit of, we got some rain going off in around Minnesota, Wisconsin, kind of like the Canadian border. And as you can see from down here in the southeast, we're getting a little bit of that moisture from the tropical storms, or hurricanes, I should say, that are currently approaching us right now. And you can look at our upper level water vapor. Right over here is kind of dry along the southeastern part over here. Not so much for us over here specifically. It is kind of a little bit more moist. And as we look at our tonight's forecast, it is going to be very clear throughout the entire Rocky Mountains and Midwest, and it's going to be kind of cloudy for us out here in the southeast. And for tomorrow's forecast, it's going to be quite sunny throughout the majority of the country, and it is still going to be cloudy for us here in the southeast. And now I'm going to pass things off to Hayden.
Yes, that local forecast is going to be looking fine. Just as the national look pretty well, our area is just the same. So if you're looking over at Doak Campbell Stadium, if you're driving now that rush hour, you kind of see some darker clouds. But overall, nothing too wary for precipitation causes, and you can actually kind of see some of that setting sun. So some peaks of sunshine coming out in those clouds. It does say there are some showers currently in the area, and like I said, I can't rule that out. But I do anticipate mostly dry conditions, even though it will be kind of cloudy and very muggy to say the least. So our current temperatures, 81 Apalachicola, 84 Tallahassee with some possible showers in the vicinity, and much sunnier and clear up in Valdosta and Georgia, being highs in the lower 80s. So it's different, definitely a different story to what we were used to with the 70s, and we can feel that too with our humidity. 72 Tallahassee, Apalachicola is an impressive 76. That is more reminiscent of those August days, those summer dog days. So fortunately, we're not into our fall weather. We expect in October, but it's not too uncommon for early October for Florida still to be tasting that last bit of that Indian summer that we're so used to and also dread. So for our wind speeds, we do have some northeast flow, so it's not directly off the water. So that may alleviate some of the humidity dew points, but it's still kind of coming off that Atlantic component, so there's still some moisture in the region. And this radar kind of just signifies what I've been talking about. Overall, pretty dry. Not a lot is reaching the ground, but nonetheless, there is some showers, especially down by Crawfordville, Carabel, and Port St. Joe, closer to that source of the Gulf of Mexico, and some more humid dew points. We do have some showers, so just keep an umbrella out. And for our future casts, nothing too much. We see some clouds pop up in the morning, so it might be kind of cloudy. And then in the afternoon, we do have some showers, especially towards Panama City and lower down by the Nature Coast. Overall, nothing too menacing. So for tonight, it's going to be 55 degrees, clearing late. It'll probably be a little bit warmer than that. It's because some of those clouds, but we'll keep an eye on it. And then for tomorrow, it's going to be 76, sunny. It looks very good. It looks very nice out, and it will be quite enjoyable. So for the week ahead, we are going to see those thunderstorms rise and those lows stay in the lower 70s and highs in the mid 80s. Now we're going to pass it off to David.
Thank you, Hayden. Temperatures seems like really unsettled weather for us here in the Panhandle in Tallahassee. We're going to take another look at Hurricane Delta, and I want to first take a look at the names. We have gone through all the normal names, I guess you could say, that are not part of the Greek alphabet. And then we've gone into the Greek alphabet, 4 names now. This has been definitely a busy season, like they said it would be before the season began, with all the predictions of the season being above normal. And here is Hurricane Delta churning in the Western Caribbean, heading to the west-northwest currently. And it could strengthen to a Category 5. There's nothing keeping it from strengthening at this point in time. The silver lining is that once the storm gets into the Gulf and gets closer to the coast, is that it will weaken because there are cooler water surface temperatures as you get closer to the coast. The storm is predicted to weaken before it gets to the central Gulf Coast, wherever that landfall may be. Currently, the winds are 145 miles per hour, making it a Category 4 hurricane. This is a very dangerous storm as it moves off to the west-northwest at a pretty good clip of 17 miles per hour. And it's probably going to clip Yucatan here sometime tonight and then move on into the central Gulf of Mexico. And computer models are in very good agreement as far as where this storm will go. And you can see most of the models are taking it into the central Gulf of Mexico and then turning to the north, which will be in response to a trough that will dig in to the southeast over the next couple days. So Friday comes along, this storm will be making landfall somewhere either in Louisiana, western Louisiana, or central Louisiana. This could also change because we are still out a few 3 days. But if you live along the Gulf Coast here, please listen to your local weather forecast and be ready with a plan in place. Here's the water vapor. Here's a trough that is going to dig down and cause Hurricane Delta to move to the north and into the central Gulf. Lots of moisture for Delta to work with, and the storm will continue to move on. I'm going to pass things off now to Robert, who's going to take a look at the weather around Florida.
Thank you for that, David. So right now we're going to have a chat at our temperatures, which are quite warm. You can see all the way up to 91 in Tampa, 87 down in Key West, even all the way down to 78 in Pensacola, a little bit cooler for us here in the Panhandle. But for most of Florida, kind of getting on the warmer side, a little bit of a distance from that cold front we had a few days ago. Looking at these dew points, you can see that they are considerably higher than when it was drier a few days ago. 72 in Tampa, 76 in Gainesville, all the way down to 77 in Key West. So honestly, it's quite a muggy and warm day for us here in Florida. So not really that nice for us right now, but again, it is the beginning of October. We're not quite into winter yet. Looking at the satellite and radar, you can see that we have all these showers and storms sort of moving north across Florida into the Panhandle up towards Tallahassee. We basically have rain and clouds covering most of the state. Spotty showers, nothing too bad to talk about for most of us. But again, not a nice day for most of us right now. Not a day to really go out and walk the dog right now. So we're looking at Jacksonville and Daytona Beach. You can see there actually is nothing for you guys right now. A little bit of an exception in the state, but there are some storms sort of covering into Gainesville and some particular shower covering the I-75 corridor. And that's basically it for you guys in Gainesville. Some more storms covering going up north towards the I-4 corridor. But again, all these storms are not too bad. Nothing you really have to worry about. Maybe just a quick brief downpour, nothing severe. And down towards Miami and the Keys, you can see that there's nothing, again, really that bad here. Just some spotty showers maybe coming into the I-95 corridor, something you might have to watch out for the evening commute, but nothing too bad for you guys there. Looking at our Florida forecast, you can see that Miami is going to be quite hot, as most of us are, and chances of rain from 10 to 20% for most of the days. Into Tampa, you can see it's going to be in the 90s up to 90% state right now, of the major cities. 20% to 30% chance of rain up until Friday, where we have some more thunderstorms. Orlando, it's going to be in the 90s to 86, 40% to 50% chance of rain, even some more thunderstorms up there. And in Jacksonville, it's going to be a little bit on the cooler side, 85 to 82, and some rain. For most of us, it's going to be like that. And in Pensacola, from 87 to 83, 20 to 50% chance of rain. So you're going to need your raincoat today, but nothing too bad. You can see these low temps in the 70s for most of us. And for the high temps, it's going to be into the 90s. So make sure that you are watching your water, staying hydrated. But for most of the day today, not too terribly bad. I'm going to pass it off to Christian now for on more look at the local weather.
Yes, thank you very much. All right, and still currently, as we can see on our weather stem camera, still very cloudy. I mean, it's going to be like this for the rest of the evening into tomorrow. So if you're looking to sleep in tomorrow, maybe tomorrow would be the day for that. Anyways, so currently our weather temperature is 84 degrees, and we have some partly cloudy skies with some showers coming in here. It's going to be sprinkling along our area. So it's not terrible, but it could be a little bit better. In our area down here in the Big Bend, it's 84 degrees in Tallahassee. It is actually unusually clear in Quincy, 81 degrees, so that's why clouds are going to be a little bit spotty. Even over here in Valdosta, it's nice and clear at 83 degrees Fahrenheit. And up in Thomasville, it's just going to be a little bit cooler at 79 degrees. All right, and see, right over here in Tallahassee, it is quite humid for our area. That's why I said it could be a little bit better. At least we're not the only ones. Looks like everybody else in our whole area is quite humid. And it looks like Apalachicola is doing a little bit worse than us, so I guess we should be grateful compared to them. Our satellite and radar, currently we have some of our showers sprinkling into the area. And those clouds are going to be very spotty, as we said earlier. So right over here, further east in Florida, it's kind of clear around here in like the Gainesville area. There is some rain that's starting to come in later this evening. And all the way out here in Jacksonville, it is going to be still kind of clear for the rest of the evening. All right, so within the next 24 hours, it's still going to be very cloudy up until tomorrow, and there's still going to be some showers coming in here and there throughout the evening, so we can expect that. So tonight's forecast is actually going to be dropping down to 55 degrees, and it's going to be clearing late into the evening. And as far as tomorrow, it's going to be 76 degrees, and it's going to be quite sunny into our day tomorrow. And as we look at the week ahead, Wednesday, it's 88 degrees for our highs and 71 degrees for our lows, and it's still going to be rather cloudy. And then Thursday and Friday, it's actually going to be quite stormy, especially as we look forward to the hurricane nearing us into this weekend. And Monday is going to be just cloudy, but Tuesday we can expect a little bit more thunderstorms for that day. And now we're going to pass things off to Hayden.
Thank you, Christian. Great forecast as always. So yeah, a lot going on in the weather community. Not necessarily directing Tallahassee, but for our friends in Mexico and of course residents in Cameron, Louisiana, Lake Charles, over off to Baton Rouge, maybe even some parts of Texas. We're looking out for you. The important thing is you do have time to prepare. It's still about three days away. It's going to come in on Saturday. I know LSU has a football game, so maybe the best thing is not to necessarily go to the game, but just to be ready, make your preparations, and also watch out for the storm surge. So these are all things that we can do. I know October, some people don't necessarily think about storms, but as Wilma, Michael, this is all an example that October can be just as deadly, if not worse. I don't mean deadly, but it can be just as dangerous as September and August can be. But back to our area, definitely feeling some of that summer-like humidity. Those rain chances are back all throughout the week, especially Saturday with a 60% chance. So it'll be, the general situation. You have some pop-up thunderstorms. But overall, nothing too much to worry about. Just be prepared for that heat and humidity, as hopefully this is our last week of summer-like conditions, and then we can really transition to the October weather that we truly love. So if you're going to follow us on Twitter at FSU Weather, you can follow us on Facebook, also under FSU Weather. Show us you can follow us Instagram, and then also show us your videos. And lastly, watch us live on YouTube, the most important of them all. So if you see anything cool you want to show to us, please share it. We'd love to incorporate it into our show if we can. We're looking at ways to improve our show constantly. Thank you, viewers. Have a good Tuesday.